But just cryptocurrency is, I think it's like a form of karma. I think that the banks had such a crooked model that the engineers and software designers and programmers was like, we're not gonna fix this with a protest. We're not gonna fix this with a march on Wall Street. We're gonna fix this with technology. And they created a equalizer that just, it checkmated the whole game. You know, that's my view on it. It's just like the energy balancing out what went wrong over there, and just the disadvantage that the people were at. The cryptocurrency's balancing that out, or will in the long run. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna create an option, and you're not gonna have to go operate in that system that led to like 2008, all the banks collapsing and the real estate bubble and all the malpractice of power that, you know, was happening in the banking industry and the central banks and all that. So it's like, damn, that was slick. Whoever came up with that was slick. If you really peep it from a political point of view, for sure. You know what I mean? That was real effortless checkmate. You know what I mean? They exited before anybody knew what was up.
This is the infant stage of that whole category. It's an investment category, so you know, educate yourself. Obviously, don't just follow what nobody say. But I feel like, you know, to get in Apple really early, or to get in Uber, or to get in any one of these companies that ended up becoming so major, you know, you hear them stories about how beneficial being early was. And so I just wanted to be vocal about the opportunity and just, like, you know what I mean, let everybody hear somebody that's in rap and that's in hip hop talking about it, so it'll hit their consciousness, and if anything, they just go do their research about it.
Yeah. There's less than 1% penetration, and that's a fact because I can't spend Bitcoin here. I gotta still spend US dollars or MasterCard credit or, you know, established credit. Any one of these stores, there's no penetration in the real world, but there's a $27 to $800,000 increase in investment in this space, but there's a 1% penetration in the real world. So what happens when it gets 5% real world? When more people can spend their cryptocurrency at the store, at the restaurant, on the airplane, which is why we came to Amsterdam, because there's a city out here where the whole city is cryptocurrency friendly. And this is an example of what's gonna happen to the rest of the world. And we think that if you get in now, when the value spreads, when the accessibility spreads, you'll be sitting on the right chair. And you know, being out here further brought that to my attention, reinforced my belief in it, and we put our money where our mouth is.
Up here on his knees.
At 70-something.
On his knees, and jump back down and no problems, nothing like that.
Why you think they killed him?
Why do they kill all holistic doctors?
Messing up the medical industry.
You short-stopping their grind. Why do niggas get killed for hustling in front of a nigga spot? You short-stopping the grind. And these niggas, they check is billions. You got niggas that get flipped for a couple $100,000. So you playing with some pharmaceutical money, you know? And what's crazy, I'm working on doing a documentary on the trial in 1985 when Dr. Sebi went to trial against New York. Because he put in the newspaper he cured AIDS.
Did he
He beat the case. And he went to federal court the next day and beat that case on record. And nobody talk about it.
That's crazy. I'm in the middle of doing this holistic detox right now, day 6 of 14.
Yeah, you was telling me.
Yeah. So.
No food, nothing.
And they said it actually can help cure fibroids.
Is it true, like, your next business venture is going to be documentary? You're doing a documentary, is that true?
Yeah, I'm working on one. We doing a collection of info on Dr. Sebi. You know, we just left his space today to get some more products. Again, like when I seen your doc on Haiti, it made me think, why people don't know about, why it gotta be somebody's agenda for us to not know about this story. So when I found out about Sebi, and it's about his case that he beat in 1985.
That AIDS case.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm familiar with that.
Why isn't that the no disrespect, like Rosa Parks. We all know about Rosa Parks didn't get up from her seat. That's an honorable example of, you know, somebody from our history.
Yes, indeed.
Sebi going to court and proving that he cured AIDS.
Absolutely.
Come on, why we don't know about that?
Absolutely.
And you know,
and he just died mysteriously down there.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know how they play.
Oh yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, Hustle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, you niggas better ride for me.
Yeah,
Nigga.
that's what I'm saying. Don't pray, ride for it.
Niggas was tweeting me, Hustle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, you niggas better ride for me. Nigga. I say, you niggas better ride for me. Nigga.
So talk a little bit about yourself, man. What brings you up here, up and coming, and you know, how come you're not blinging and having all kind of crazy diamonds and all that? I guess you here to get your money right, huh?
All the time. I mean, you know, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I say invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value as soon as you drive them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset. Take care of my peoples, cause you know it look good, but at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating. It's depreciating. It's losing value.
What do you think? Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? You know, I mean, one half you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
I mean, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing, you feel me? At the end of the day, it's who you is, you know? You wasn't born with it, you gonna die without it. So if you feel you need some diamonds or some jewelry to get at a female, it's because you feel you lack something within yourself, you know what I mean? So all that, as far as that angle, it's like I feel that's insecurity.
Where you're basically trying to educate our youth on technology, how to break into that field. Like, what made you want to do that?
To sum it up, it's basically a bridge to connect inner city LA youth to the opportunities in Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. Because to ever be able to get a job at Google or Facebook or any one of these companies like Apple, you got to get trained early on science, technology, engineering, and math. Because it's like a 10, 15-year learning curve for them things. You can't start. I mean, you can start whenever, but you really behind if you start late. You know, so these people that end up working there, you know, they got trained from elementary school. Right. You know, so we just want to be able to create a center where these young kids can come tap in, and it's multi-level. This one part of it is it's like a co-working space, kind of like WeWork. Yeah. So you know, local entrepreneurs in the area could rent office space, and then the other level is the STEM center where they could just get training and just get educated on science, technology, engineering, and math.
Now, Blue Laces 2, one of my favorite records on the album, you make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I read that book. But I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic, and for anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA. Yep. And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. We gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace, I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean? The power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him an Uncle Tom and a coon,
you know what I'm saying?
Sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's something I feel like we all got to do. Me and Kendrick and Top and Snoop Kendrick talk about it in Dedication.
Mm-hmm.
We had a convo at the Pac premiere, just about, you know, a little bit of what we talking about.